Howdy y'all, my name is ChucklesTC and welcome back to another episode of my Monoposto INDYCAR career mode. The only livery change for this week is on the 18, which for 8/18, which is the day of recording, it is the M&M's throwback. Scott McLaughlin leads the points championship, 210 points, over Pano Ward with 186, then it's Alex Plow with 183, David Malukas with 181, and then Sir Scott Dixon down in fifth with 161. Kirkwood in sixth with 160. Furchy seventh, 137. VK eighth with 134. Willpower in ninth with 133. And Felix Rosenquist in 10th with 131. Your top 10 is all in the hundreds. Welcome to Portugal for the inaugural race here. It's going to be very interesting to see how these cars handle. And of course, first session on a brand new circuit. Why not do it in the rain? And then we'll have the two Markham races, the two Canada races, hopefully tomorrow and the following day. And then the Freedom 250 races will be up this weekend, hopefully on time. And I'm just tired of seeing people complain about it that claim to be IndyCar fans. That's me personally. I tend to stay out of politics on my own. That's just not my thing. But I'm just tired of people whining about it. I think it's a good thing for the sport. You are going to an uncharted market, essentially. And celebrating the nation. And sure, I have my own things, my own issues with the current administration, current president. Multiple people have their own as well. But, I mean, I don't know. Stinger Rob's the first on the hot lap here, followed by Rosenquist. It's going to be interesting to see on the later half of the season. I believe the schedule is going to be about like 34 races or so, 36 maybe. I'm not sure. I know we are definitely in the back half of it now. It's going to be interesting to see if some drivers can turn it around and, save their seat. It's also going to be interesting. So we know, let's go through the silly season real quick. Down the grid. For Chip Ganassi Racing, we know Dixon's leaving, Pelot is staying. We don't know about Simpson or who will take the 9. For Andretti Global, all 3 of their guys are staying. Power, Kirkwood, and Erickson. So one of them might switch out of the championship at the end of the year. For Dale Coyne Racing, we don't know anything. One of them might stay, one of them might go, both of them might stay, both of them might go. Bill Flag in Sector 2. It's Lundgaard struggling. Guess we'll skip to McLaren. We know he's out at the end of the year. Harvey set the fast lap though, and he might be out of a job at the end of the year. He almost won the Indy 500. Hasn't been too much in contention. And we know that they still have Connor Daly signed to a contract, but could Juncos beat them out? We don't know the situation with Stingray or with Rinus VK. But they are both on a contract year. Stingray could have the budget to stay, or he could move back to Foyt. Who knows there? Foyt, no word. McLaren, we know the lineup. Pato, Rosenquist, and Dixon. Prema, we don't know what's going on with them. They might not even be a 2-car team. Able Motorsports is joining the grid somehow. Armstrong's moving to the 60 car. We don't know who's in the 66, but rumors are it's Yuki Tsunoda. Is the rain lightening up? Is that why, like, Armstrong's pitting behind Rosenquist, who already went on a hot lap? This poor strategy by Armstrong. Who knows if he's gonna even set a lap? Lundgaard, I understand, and my guess is he was caught up in Lundgaard's incident. Jimmy Johnson, we know, is staying, and next year he will be retiring, and his number is going to be the 48. Penske, we think, is pretty set with McLaughlin, Newgarden, and Malukas. And I'm trying to figure out a way to get Newgarden in. I like Malukas, and I've already made so many Menards cars. And Menards doesn't fit the Deuce as much. It doesn't fit Newgarden in that way. But, you know, if McLaughlin wins a championship, I can't sub him out. Which is one of the least realistic things about all of this, is McLaughlin leading the championship. Plo currently has the track record, though. 56.224. Or the fastest lap of qualifying, I should say, not the track record. Ray Hall, we think Schumacher's out of a ride. We know in real life they sold that. So whoever their 2-car team, if they announce it, that's what it'll be. Stingray's on another hot lap. He's into 9th. McLaughlin, Johnson, and Ilott all on hot laps here. And a whole another field of cars on out laps. Let's check Jim A. We do know in the future this is going to be the Portland weekend. Figured I'd go ahead and say that now, and I think I am going to, or in the future, we're looking to add another Canada race, which means pick a country and just say it's Canada. This is not a good lap for Jimmy. 4 seconds off the pace. And on a cooldown lap instantly. Jimmy Johnson not going to have a good qualifying day. Do you even see VK? VK is on an outlap. He's in 5th. And he's the top car on an outlap here. Just looking to make some speed. Where did McLaughlin qualify? McLaughlin's down in 15th. Malukas is on a hot lap, looking to be an upset. He's getting a tow off of Hauger here. To the line. He's going to go through one more time for another lap. I guarantee it. So he only goes to 10th, but yeah, he's going to go on another hot lap here. VK still on an hot lap. We had 30 seconds left in qualifying. Dixon now on a hot lap. Same with Pelot. Jimmy Johnson slowest on the day. Not good for the 500 winner. And time has expired. Is that Schwartzman is the last car that will cross the line. Dixon will not upset for the pole. What about... Where's Pato running? Power doesn't move up past 5th. Pato needs to gain 7/10 of a second to claim pole. 5/10 to script the front row. Pato moves up to 3rd. VK, the next real challenger. Ferrucci moves up to 7th. Will VK move up? VK bumps Power down to 6th. Schwartzman, the last car to qualify. He'll stay at 19th. And Rasmussen will cross the line. P14, we already knew he would be there. We'll actually do the grid walk. So here's your starting order for the Portugal race. Oxplo starts on pole, followed by Sir Scott Dixon, Pato Ward, Christian Lundgaard, Renus VK, Will Power, Santino Ferrucci, Jack Harvey, Marcus Armstrong, Kyle Kirkwood, David Malukas, Mick Schumacher, Stingray Robb, Christian Rasmussen, Alexander Rossi, Felix Rosenquist, Scott McLaughlin, Graham Rahal, Robert Schwartzman, Kyle Collette, Dennis Hauger, Callum Ilott, Romain Grosjean, and Jimmy Johnson. And we're going to start him on... Not unexpected. We're going to go on a hard compound race. From pretty close to the rear. That doesn't seem like a terrible strategy here. The softs. Nobody seemed to really want to go with them. Plo, Rossi, and Rahal are the only ones on the softs. Here goes Dixon, challenging to the inside already on the softer tire, or on the harder tire, I should say. Maybe see Ilott here. I do not know where the challenge areas are at this track. I have not done anything at Portugal, so I couldn't tell you. But Dixon has taken the lead from Plo and Hauger with a track limit warning. Where is Hauger running? He's done in 22nd. Johnson's already passed Grosjean. And Collette and Schwartzman tangle up. A virtual safety car is out. Schumacher hit Rossi, I believe, or Rasmussen. And Schumacher has retired from this event. The virtual safety car is out. Collette and Rosenquist each picked up a penalty. Believe Rosenquist picked it up on the initial, but Collette got his revenge under safety car. That caused a break in the grid. After Rasmussen, that is where Schumacher lost it here. It's Kirkwood with a bit of a gap to catch up to. McLaughlin with some damage. And Stingray Robb also with some wing damage on the opening lap. Lundgaard down in the fourth, just at the fastest sector one of the race. Going down pits here, even under safety car, made them lose quite a bit of ground. Hauger with another track limit warning. He's up into 17th. As Fro with some big wing damage here. Surprised he did not pit last time around. McLaughlin went on to mediums. Stingray went on to the softs. Alex Plo just set the fastest lap of the race from second, trying to get a draft off of Dixon to take the lead. David Malukas just at the fastest lap of the race, down in 8th. He's tailing Jack Harvey, trying to make a move, but Armstrong and Ferrucci are battling behind him and trying to catch up to get side by side with him. And, Power takes out VK. He'll incur a 5-second penalty, and VK move down to 7th. Power making the pass on him there. Does VK have any wing damage? It doesn't appear so. VK is going to try to challenge to the outside, but here comes Malukas trying to challenge him as well. And Harvey moved up to 5th in that altercation. And Malukas will get past Renus VK for the moment. They touch wheels a bit. And VK looks like he'll settle down into 8th as Malukas will pass Power. Power doesn't have any damage from that either. Rossi will bite the bullet and come into pits. His wing is obliterated. Scott McLaughlin, he's down in 21st. He just had the fast lap of the race. And Dixon has built up quite the gap to Palou, and Lundgaard is still holding on to Palou. And Pato's still holding on to Lundgaard as well. And then it's a gap back to Harvey, Malukas, Power, and then safety car's been deployed. Midfield, Jimmy Johnson and Robert Schwartzman have come together. And the leaders will all come into the pits. They see where it happened. Who will win the race off of pit road? Dixon will. He's going to be followed by Lundgaard. Will Harvey beat out Palou? No. Or Pato. Harvey actually loses positions on pit lane. Harvey will fall back to 9th. In 6th of the cars who pitted. Grosjean up into 7th. Rasmussen and Collette up there. VK pit as well as Power, but VK lost track position. Or didn't gain a position back over Power. Armstrong was able to make the overtake. Just about everyone has gone on the hard compound tires. We have one driver, Scott McLaughlin, on mediums. This driver's obviously hoping here to make it 10 more laps to the end of the race on this pit stop. I wouldn't be surprised to see Rasmussen, Collette, and Grosjean all come in shortly. Those are all the drivers who have yet to pit. Stinger Rob has already made his second pit stop, so clearly hoping to go to the end. Collette and Rasmussen both stay out. What about Grosjean? Grosjean as well is looking like everyone is going to stay out here. As maybe next time by, if the pack is tight, we might restart. McLaughlin chooses now to make his pit stop, which likely means Rasmussen, Collette, and Grosjean are all on the cards to make the pit stop next time by. Let's watch this pit stop here by Scott McLaughlin. And he is good. I mean, he's going to cycle down to 21st on the grid, last of the running cars. But he's able to get it going and, make his pit stop. We know he has the fast car of the day right now. Can he find a way to get up there and challenge? Palou back in 5th. That offers a bumper to Dixon. Palou was obviously the fastest behind Dixon so far. And we haven't seen what Dixon can be like if he's in traffic, and he's only been challenged once on the initial start, where he was in second and able to get the jump into the first turn. So it's going to be interesting to see if Lundgaard can build a challenge for Scott Dixon. Hopefully Rossi, Stingray, and McLaughlin can close the gap here. And we'll see if anyone bites and goes into pit lane. Doesn't look like anyone is going to. So we're going to go ahead and restart. No reason to wait around. Ooh, big contact there. Kirkwood runs off track. Lost both his wings. Ilott with the track limit warning now. Kirkwood holding decent pace. He's going to have to come in this time by. He has no wings, and he's going to get overtaken here. Will he give them trouble? McLaughlin was able to get around Stingray with Kirkwood sort of blocking the way. And Dixon held on to the lead, but Lundgaard is held on tight, and Rasmussen has really fallen off behind him. Pelot now will get around him and try to make up all that ground. VK has passed Will Power. Colette has fallen back into 8th and into the clutches of Armstrong and Grosjean. Grosjean on 8-lap old tires. They're holding his position decent, but he'll get passed by VK as Armstrong dips off track slightly and now has to worry about Renus VK challenging him. And VK will make the move up to 8th for a moment before Armstrong gets back around him on the inside line. Dixon building up his gap to Lundgaard to half a second. Colette now will get passed by Armstrong. Lundgaard set the fast lap of the race and takes the lead. What is this camera angle? From Sir Scott Dixon. Hauger has a penalty now. VK is one more lap, or one more car who's not stopped yet to get around. But he is sort of taking his time here. Maybe saving some tires. Kirkwood just hit the fastest sector 3. He was on an outlap from the pits. Stingray Robb collision with Scott McLaughlin. And Stingray will get around McLaughlin. No, they're side-by-side racing. Lap 10 here. Looks like those hard tires are holding on. What are Rasmussen's looking like? Oh. Looks like they had a bit of striping. But it was a little hard to tell. Rasmussen goes on to softs for the final stint of the race, but he's going to have Kirkwood in his mirrors. And Lundgaard has built up a 3-second gap to Dixon, who has Pelot coming up near him. Colette's down in 11th. I don't see how Colette doesn't pit here, or Grosjean. Grosjean did get by Throw for a moment. Oh, big contact there! Grosjean was up and over Rosenquist. Contact. Rahaal's going to take this opportunity to dive into the pits. Really, everyone there had to. Crazy airborne crash that we saw. Rosenquist is going to get the blame for it. And we are going to have a safety car. Really, I should red flag it. But oh well, you know what I mean? Lundgaard is going to come into the pits, likely followed by Dixon. Yes. And Pelot, who's likely going to lose some ground here. Implode goes back onto hard tires. Interesting call there. Dixon stays in second. But Malukas is going to get third. Implode just loses one spot. So, looking like the two stopper is the strategy, but we have a couple of three stoppers up here challenging for the top 10. Schinger, though, does have a penalty that he had to serve, which will drop him down a few positions. Kirkwood on a three stopper as well. And where did that move Rasmussen up to? Rasmussen moved up to 9th. Collette went to 14th. After he pit last time by. Rasmussen is down in a 9th. He's the top car who didn't stop this time by. Stopped a few laps ago. Let's go through your running order now. It is Christian Lundgaard, followed by Sir Scott Nixon, then David Malukas, Alex Palou, Pato Award, Marcus Armstrong, Will Power, Jack Harvey, Christian Rasmussen, and Renus VK for your top 10. Then not David Malukas, Scott McLaughlin, Callum Ilott, Dennis Hauger, Kyle Collette, Graham Rahal, Alexander Rossi, Stingray Robb, Santino Ferrucci, and Kyle Kirkwood is in 19th, last of the running cars. And looks like we are going to be able to restart next time by. No one went into the pits this time by. Schumacher lost it on his own on the opening lap, and then a few laps later, I believe it was lap 4, Sportsman and Jimmy Johnson, yeah, it was lap 4. Sportsman and Jimmy Johnson got together, causing the first safety car of the day. And then on lap 10, Grosjean, it looked like he was trying to get into the pits, and Rosenqvist was on the inside of him, sort of blocked him in. They got together. Rosenqvist gets blamed for the incident, and Grosjean goes up and over, and Will Power retired from this race. Very interesting here. If you are Palou, Lundgaard, Pato, Dixon, Malukas, you're hoping that Scott McLaughlin gets passed by Callum Ilott here on the restart and has a no points day, or has an incident on this restart here. Because right now you are having a great points day for the 5 of them, as they are the top 5. VK, you're hoping so too. If you're hoping to, start to challenge near the end of this season, you're going to need to pass. You're going to need to gain positions and have McLaughlin lose some. Maybe have the top of the order shuffle around a bit. But now Lundgaard goes to the line. We are restarting this time by for what will be a 3-lap shootout. And Dixon will challenge Lundgaard into the first turn. Can't get side by side. Will he be able to get it done? We don't know yet. It's Ilott challenging McLaughlin. VK has already gotten around Rasmussen. And Dixon cooked his tires and will likely get passed by Malukas here. Lundgaard has sort of ran away with it. McLaughlin and Rasmussen come together. McLaughlin with a penalty. But who's out? It's Malukas and Dixon. Malukas and Dixon come together. McLaughlin incurs a penalty. But he's moved up into 8th. And at the line, we will call the red flag. And we will restart them with 1 to go. going to be Lundgaard, followed by Palou, Pato, Armstrong, Harvey, VK, Rapson, McLaughlin, Eilot, Hauger. That is your top 10. McLaughlin has a 5-second penalty here, but 2 championship contenders are taken out. Lundgaard's going to have to defend against Alex Palou. There's only 16 cars remain. Armstrong, instant collision with Palou. Armstrong is going to get a penalty. Pato will go to second. Palou falls back in the order. His tires are cooked, being 1 lap old tires. And Eilot will get past Scott McLaughlin. But Lundgaard looks like he's going to be able to hold on against Pato Ward on 2-lap shootout. Guess I called the red flag 2 seconds too early. McLaughlin trying to challenge and gain his position back, but being pushed wide. McLaughlin got a track limit warning. And Palou was cycled back into 12th now. Palou's out of it. Palou might have a flat. If he doesn't yet, he's going to. Kirkwood with the track limit warning. Lundgaard leads over Armstrong. Lundgaard just at the fastest sector 2 of the race. Looks like he's going to win it. So Armstrong, Pato, Harvey, and VK. And with that 5-second penalty to Armstrong, looks like Harvey might be in for a podium as Lundgaard wins the race, followed by Armstrong, Pato, Harvey, VK, Rafston, Eilot, McLaughlin crossed the line 8th, and a blown tire is the case for Alex Palou. So that 5-second penalty appears to push McLaughlin out of the top 10. Okay, here's your order. It's Lundgaard, Armstrong, Pato, Harvey, VK, Raston, Eilot, McLaughlin, Collette, Rahal, Rob, Ferrucci, Rossi, Kirkwood, Hauger, Palou. Dixon and Malukas got together to cause the final caution of the day. Power lost power under caution. Grosjean and Rosenquist got together. Grosjean got airborne. Schumacher lost it on his own on the opening lap. Here's your podium. In 3rd place, racing for Dreyer and Rainbow Racing, it's Jack Harvey, the Brit, getting it done. In 2nd place was Pato Award for Arrow McLaren Racing. The Mexican comes in 2nd. And in 1st place, from the Netherlands? Pretty sure that's right. No. Denmark. Jeez. You know, they're both in the same region. Is Christian Lundgaard for Arrow McLaren Racing. There you see Armstrong bumped down to 5th. And McLaughlin bumped down to 13th. Yeah, like I said, Schumacher lost it on the opening lap. Jimmy Johnson and Robert Schwartzman got together on lap 4. Grosjean and Felix Rosenquist got together. Grosjean getting airborne. Coming into pits on lap 10. Then on lap 13, or 12 or 13, Will Power lost it under caution. And then on lap 14, causing the red flag, Sir Scott Dixon and David Malukas came together. But Christian Lundgaard is going to be your winner today. And that will make a 6-point gap from Scott McLaughlin to Pato O'Ward. No one else in the top 5 gained points. VK will move up to 7th. 14 points behind Kyle Kirkwood, who's 1 point behind Sir Scott Dixon. 20 points behind David Malukas. 2 points behind Alex Palou, who is now 21 points behind Pato O'Ward. And like I said, 6-point gap to Pato to Scott McLaughlin. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Come back next episode for the race in Canada. Thank you all and goodbye.